and it has a pretty good fatigue rate. So this red line is steel, so it can handle a lot of cycles at high stresses, right? So steel has very high hardness, and it can handle a lot of stress cycles. Are they correlated? Right? Can you guess that steel has a high fatigue limit from its hardness? Let's look at aluminum. So aluminum is not as hard as steel, right? But it can handle more stress cycles than steel. So that kind of disproves the correlation right there, right? Because aluminum is not as hard as steel, but it can handle more stress cycles. Maybe not as high as of a stress, but more stress cycles, right? So I want you guys to create two graphs that are like this. You can use these two graphs if you want to. And then compare them, because they're going to help you answer the discussion questions. Because the discussion questions ask you, is there a correlation between fatigue Is there a correlation between fatigue behavior and stress and strain behavior? Be quantitative, that means use numbers. And use Excel to analyze your data and give what you know about correlation from lab 1, right? So the graphs you created for different things, these graphs up here, these ones, this one, and this one, does not really help you determine if there's correlation or not. So I do want you guys to create two more graphs where you can compare them. And then I put this graph in here, so number 4 asks, is there a correlation between hardness and stress-strain behavior? So delete this graph when you write this report. I just put this here to help you. Pretty much, we're going to look at, as you can see, how hard a material is. So let's look at steel. So steel is really hard, and it can handle really high stresses and strains. So does hardness speak to stress and strain? Can you predict stress and strain from hardness? Same with like brass. So brass, not very hard, it's a pretty soft material, but it has a higher stress and strain than annealed steel and aluminum. So, and those are harder than brass. Anyways, figure out if there's correlation between hardness and fatigue, or between hardness and stress and strain, using Excel and whatnot. And that's pretty much the lab. Are there any questions? Okay, well, here's the lecture quiz.